And we are back, folks, right here on WWE Network and Chill. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and right here on WWE Network and Chill, I review all the original programming that I watch on the WWE Network. And today we're talking about Season 1, Episode 9, entitled The After Party of Total Divas, that episode of Total Divas. So, kind of a mid-season finale of sorts. Like I said, Episode 8 was more of a mid-season finale for the show, for Season 1. This was more of a behind-the-scenes, them talking about the show, recapping the first half of Season 1. We don't really get too much new information, but they kind of recap and more tension is teased between, some of the cast members, obviously all scripted. We get a few, guest members here and there with John Cena, I think Jimmy Uso, or, Naomi's future husband. I think it's Jimmy Uso. I forgot what his real name is. Jay, whatever. Whatever the hell his real name is, I completely forgot, but he hasn't been on the show in a while. So we get a few guest members, and I'm just talking about Season 1 pretty much. So if you haven't already, check out all the previous episodes of Total Divas from Season 1, and that'll make more sense of this episode entitled The After Party edition of Total Divas. So Eva goes on record in saying that if I wanted my own kids, I'd have them, quote unquote, in regards to JoJo and having tension with her, and that she doesn't want to clean up after JoJo, and she has a terrible attitude, and she acts like a child, so she wanted to have her own kids, that she would have them herself. So bold words from Eva there. And JoJo only drives, let's see. Oh, she says that JoJo only I'm reading off my notes here. She says that JoJo only drives to the boys' house, and that Eva has to drive her, around everywhere else. And when I say the boys' house, I'm talking about like Justin Gabriel's house or ex-boyfriend's house, whatever. Natalya had a physical connection with Jarrett, apparently. Or Jarrett is his name, not Jared. Jarrett. Not like it's a huge difference, but anyway. Natalya talks about having a physical connection with Jarrett, and that TJ says that Jarrett doesn't know how to wrestle. So TJ's obviously a little jealous there, and I don't know why Natalya would, outright say that she has a physical connection with Jarrett, but especially when TJ's right there. But for TJ to say that he didn't know how to wrestle shows that, despite being nice to him face-to-face on the show, that he obviously is still pretty jealous that they had that thing going for a while. Cameron says that the whole menstrual cycle thing, that there's more to come on that front in the rest of Season 1, so look forward to seeing what this is all about, but that might lead to her not having kids, so we'll find out more about that in the rest of Season 1. Sandra is in the crowd, obviously Sandra, who had history with the Funkadactyls and a few others. She says that she did not show everything, or don't show everything in regards to your gear, because that we had that episode of Total Divas where Cameron went behind Sandra's back and got new gear made for the Funkadactyls, which showed the cookie of Naomi, apparently, according to the cookie, and according to Naomi, anyway, in her words, regardless. So don't show everything when it comes to gear. Brie Bella says that she would love to have Brie Mode, that she loves Brie Mode, apparently, in regards to Daniel Bryan not really liking it. Not on the top of priorities for Bryan, apparently. Jimmy used to, or he intimidates Nikki, or he does a very good impression of Nikki here in regards to how she acts, how she talks, and it's pretty much spot on. And Cena's very quick with the no when he's talking about a proposal to Nikki Bella from earlier on in the season, because throughout Season 1, obviously, in the first 8 episodes of the show, it's strongly teased that that's where the mid-season, Season 1 finale, which we'll get to soon enough, that he's going to propose to her. Obviously, that doesn't really come around, and that's what people are thinking that the end of the mid-season finale of Season 1 is. That when he sits down to talk to her, that he's going to propose. But it obviously only ends up being that he asks her to move into her, with him to his house in Massachusetts, or wherever the hell he lives. And he's very quick to say no to the proposal question, that people thinking that it's a proposal. It's obviously not, but we'll learn more on that front in the rest of Season 1. So after that, we also talk about, I forgot what I wrote down here, Cena's Baked brand. I can't even read my own notes here, but moving on forward. So like I said, Cena was quick with the no to the proposal from at the end of the previous episode, and he said something else about the Divas. Oh, they break their backs is what he's talking about. So he puts over the Divas. Now I remember. He's putting over the Divas huge, saying how they're on the road more than anyone else. They go through a lot more than what the general casual viewer would understand. So he puts over the Divas in a big way, as only John Cena could. Jarrett comes out. He's the surprise guest on the show, pitting some tension between TJ and Natalya. He says that it was never his intent. It was never his intention to split up Natalya and TJ, but rather just express his feelings for Natalya that he'd had for a long time. Why he would do so on Natalya's wedding day, I guess we'll never really know. I guess he's not the smartest guy, but apparently, according to him anyway, in his words, that was never his intent to split up Natalya and TJ, but rather just to let her know how he feels. And he just goes on record that despite everything that he just said, despite saying that it was never his intent to split up Natty and TJ, and that it was only his intent to let her know how he feels, He does go on record on the show and saying that he does not think that TJ is the one for her, which obviously gets a lot of oohs and ahs from the audience. So that's the end of that. We don't hear anything else from TJ. He looks furious when he says that. But we go to like a few clips of what's to come in the rest of season 1. So he's gone when they come back, so we don't really get a follow-up from Natalya or TJ. They really should have capitalized on that and fed off of that. But that's pretty much it. So again, we get footage of the rest of season 1, what else is to come on the show, and what to stay tuned for. And thankfully, you guys have to wait no longer. You don't have to wait until November, like when season 1 initially aired. I remember watching it, back in 2013. You only have to wait a couple more days for my review of the next episode of Total Divas, Season 1, Episode 10 of the show, which I'll be talking about in the subsequent episode of WWE Network and Chill. So until next time, guys, be sure to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and right here on YouTube by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. All support is amazingly appreciated. Until next time, folks, I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch you guys down the road.